So in this video, we're going to be going over the operator. So basically, the operator does a few things. It identifies your access group, your first name, last name, all your personal information, the time zone. So PEGA saves all their date times in GMT. So based off of your time zone, it's going to display that time. Under work, here you can add your team structure, any skills, any work queues, any availability. Under the security tab, you can update your password here. You can allow the rule checkout. If you need to use external authentication, you would check here. If you need to disable a user, you can do that here. Or for somebody to change their password on the next login, you can do that here. So that's at a high level, your operator rule. So the important part here is the access group. So basically an access group is very important. It identifies the application in which the user will log into, and also the portal the user will log into. So here we see that I will log into the Daniel application within the developer portal. As you can also see, I have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 different portals. 4 of them will live under here, admin, dev, app, prediction. So admin, dev, app, and prediction. Case worker and case manager will actually live under this launch portal. Case manager, case worker. So we can quickly do a quick test. I'm going to remove a few of these, click save. In order for it to refresh, I need to log back in. So I'm going to quickly log out and log back in. As you can see, I got rid of those 4, and I have admin, developer, and manager. So here I have admin, developer, and case manager. Case worker is no longer here, neither is app or predictive studio. So let's re-add those. py case worker. We want the express. We want the predictive studio. Go ahead and click save. And again, when I relog in, these menus should grow out. I should have 4 and I should have 2. So let's talk a little bit about the roles. Roles is definitely an advanced topic, but at a high level, what a role does, it gives you access to certain things and it restricts access from certain things. So if I open up a role, right, all these classes are predefined from this PEGA rules role. I'm not going to touch any of this, but basically gives me access to modify, all these classes. So what these numbers mean, right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is the environment in which you're on. So 5 means it's accessible in all environments. 4 means it's accessible up to the 4th environment. 3, 2, and 1. And you define all of those within the system. So 5 normally means production. 4 will tend to mean your UAT environment or your QA environment. 3 can mean your SIT environment or just another testing environment. 2 could be your dev, and 1 can be your sandbox or something along those lines. So that's all these numbers really mean. It's up to which environment do you have access to read, write, delete instances, or read, write, delete rules, or execute, certain portrait activities. So again, PEGA will look at essentially, the least accessible access. And what I mean by that is if I have multiple roles, if one of these roles gives me no access to certain classes, but one of them gives me access to that class, because one of them gives me access to that class, then I will have access to that class. It basically just needs one role to have access, and I have access, even if the rest of my roles say I don't have access. Because that one says I do, then I do have access. So that's a quick intro to the operator and the access group. Again, you can get to your operator from here. You can have multiple access groups. You can have multiple portals. As we saw in that example, you can have multiple roles. And each access group can only access one application. And to change your access group, you can, obviously you have to save your profile. You can come here, go to switch application, and as you can see, I'm currently on administrators. If I want to switch to author, I will just click here. It'll reload as, as author. So we'll give it a second to reload. And author has App Studio defined as the default portal. So let's quickly go back to the Dev Studio. Let's go back to my operator. Let's go into authors. And as you can see, my default is Express and not the developer portal for the author. But as administrator, my default is the developer and not the Express. So that's essentially the difference. Where you're going to log into and in which application you will log into, and what you have access to in each of those access groups. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this made some sense. And we will continue in the next video. Thanks.